All right, good people. Welcome to our conversation for today, where this is Profit and Purpose Live, a live segment that I do where we talk about profit and purpose. Today, we're doing a training on how to build your speaker website in 30 minutes using one of my favorite AI tools, which is Lovable AI. I would love for you to do me a favor. If you're watching live, put hashtag live in the comments. Just want to see who's here, who's in the space, and just tell us where you're located, where you are watching from. We're going to spend some time today talking a little bit about what you need in your speaker's website in order to be successful and get booked and paid to speak. So if you're a person who is here because you want to get booked and paid to speak, you're in the right place. And I'm really looking forward to this conversation. So just do me a favor, put in the comments, hashtag live. I want to make sure that y'all can actually hear me, that I'm clear, that I have clarity in the space, and then we'll get started. So this is going to be a slideshow presentation in the beginning, and I'm going to take you through a few aspects to think about when it comes to your website. And then we are going to actually go into Lovable AI so that you can see how the build out works to support you in your business. Now, one thing I do want to share with you is that if you are not already a part of our community, the Wealthy Speaker, if you're not already a part of our community, the Profitable Speaker Circle, I was about to say the Wealthy Speaker Method. I've been talking a lot about that today. But if you're not a part of the Profitable Speaker Circle, you should join, because I'm going to be giving you a template and also an opportunity for you to use that while you're using Lovable AI. And I'm going to give you an affiliate code so that you can sign up for it today. So if you're not in the circle, I would suggest joining. If you're in the academy, y'all already have access to this, and I'll show you where you can find it. But if you would like to join the circle and go on and get that information, you just want to go over to www.school.com/wealthy speaker, and that will take you over to join. This is a free community, so you get this access for free, but you do need to be a part of the circle in order to get the template that I'm going to share today and the guide to help you build out your website in 30 minutes. So just want you all to let you all know that so you can have access to that. Okay, we got a few folks in the chat. All right, we got some folks here. All right, thank you, Alyssa. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Geronda's in the building as well. I know there's some other folks watching. If you're watching on YouTube, go on and like and subscribe. If you're watching anywhere else, just make sure you share this with a friend so that they can get the knowledge as well. So your online website, good people, is what event planners, podcasters, and producers check first. And the good news is, because of this AI tool, you do not need $5,000 or months to launch. The reason I created this training in particular is that I talk to so many speakers and consultants that tell me, Evolve, I want to create my business. I want to get started. I want to land paid speaking gigs, but I don't have a website. And that holds them up and stops them from pitching and doing outreach and getting paid and booked on stages, and their message going out and impacting the world, because they are waiting years to complete a website. I actually was on a call with someone recently who I talked to almost 4 years ago, y'all, 4 years ago, about their speaking business. And they were like, I'm still working on my website. I had a designer that ran out on me and actually took my money. It was actually a scammer situation. And now I'm going back to another person to complete my website. So I hope that they're here tonight, or that they watch this replay, because there's no excuse now with AI and these amazing tools like Lovable to not get a website up. Now, what I will say is, this is going to be a website that is going to convert easy for the user. But later on in life, you probably are going to want to update it, because you're going to have more assets to add to your website. So I'm not saying, for all my web designers out there that are like, Evolve, now you're telling people they don't need us. Nope. Actually, you do need a really good web designer. And you need that person to be able to support you when you have cash flow in your business. But when you don't have cash flow, no one wants to work with you for $25, right? People really want to be paid. So what I say is, create this website, get some paid gigs, and then you can hire your favorite designer and actually pay them what they're worth. How about that? If you're willing to go on and create the website, use this, and pay the designer that you love what they're worth, go on and put the word money into the comments or into the chat, because it's important that we don't try to like use this on a budget, right? Like, let's use Lovable. Lovable's already built on a budget. I believe it's free, or like $20 a month. Let's use that. Let's not try to be cheap with our friends and our colleagues. So this is for speakers, who are ready to showcase their expertise and attract bookings. Now, I know for some of you, you are great speakers, but you're not ready to be paid speakers. It's more of a hobby for you. So if that is you, maybe this is not for you. But if you are ready to get paid to speak, you know you have an expertise, a message that's going to change the world, this training is for you. This is also for coaches who maybe want to expand their visibility and get client outreach. Also, consultants who need to look bookable this month, not next month, not 2 months from now, but they're trying to get business right now. So if you're a speaker, a coach, or a consultant, just go on to put in the chat so that I know that you're in the building. Go on to put in the chat because I want to know that you're here. And I want to know who you are because you never know. Like the great thing about this business, y'all, is that we can share the wealth. We can spread the bread, right? So if you speak about a topic that I am not necessarily well equipped with, maybe I can introduce you to folks who need your work. So if you're a speaker, coach, or consultant, I'm going to put that in the chat and then tell me, what do you speak about? I always want to hear that as well. So for today's training, we're going to work through 4 aspects. I'm going to let you know what I believe personally should go on the 5 must-have pages on your website. I'm going to break that down for you so that you have that information. And what's great about this is that I know many of you are going to use Lovable because you're comfortable with AI and you're ready to go. And some of you aren't. Some of you are going to hire that designer and you're ready for it because you just had a paid gig, and congratulations. So if you're going to hire a designer, it's important for you to know what are the 5 aspects of your website that are the most important, that's going to help you with getting more speaking gigs or getting more clients and getting on more stages. So that's the first thing we'll go through. Second, I'm going to show you an intake form, a prompt that I use to create the website that I'm going to show you today so that you can know how to plug that in and put it into Lovable. Then we're going to paste it into Lovable so that you can see how that's all set up on the back end and you can know how to create your own professional website. Then we're going to apply some adjustments so that you can see what it's like to edit within it as well. Because sometimes, just like your average graphic designer or web designer, Lovable is not perfect, and you might need to give it some feedback in order for it to really create what you want. So you have to be patient. The great thing about this app, y'all, though, is like I can close my laptop or close my computer, go to bed, and come back and wake up, and a website is built. So I love that because it keeps working even when I'm sleeping. So that's what we'll talk about today. And I'm looking forward to spending some time with y'all. Like I said, if you have not joined the community, I would suggest joining that space because that's where you're going to get the template that you need. And I'll put that back up for folks who may have missed it. So you just want to go over to school.com/wealthy speaker. And I'm going to be putting in some information in that space so that you can learn how to use Lovable. It's going to be the exact prompt that we use, questions for you to ask yourself using your own AI tools, and you're going to need that. All right, so let's get to going. So let's talk a little bit about your website roadmap. Really, your website has to have five essential pages. And in order for you to be prepared to use Lovable, we need to set that up, right? So we will talk a little bit about what that looks like in the next few slides, but I just want you to see this, that in order for you really to be successful, you need to utilize information I'm going to give you today so that it converts easily for you, right? Like you need to have your content ready to go, your site's built, you need to optimize it as you go on. One of the things that I suggest for your website is a speaker's reel. You might not have that yet. If you need one, we actually build them here at Speaking for Profit. So if you need a speaker's reel, go on and put speaker's reel in the comment and we'll reach out to you. We're actually doing them for a founder's rate right now, which is $250, which is pretty reasonable for a speaker's reel. So I digress. I'm just saying there are things that I'm going to share with you that you might not have already. And I want you to know that's okay. You can go back into Lovable later on and you can build that out for yourself. So I want us to agree to imperfect action tonight. I don't want you to get stalled out by saying, I don't have this yet. I don't have that yet. No, you have just enough in order to get your website up so that we can get you booked and paid to speak. We got to go create the speaker's reel. In order for you to get a speaker's reel, you got to get out and speak. So you can't wait. You have to be willing to lead with imperfect action. So must have number 1 for your website, you're going to want to have a homepage. And your homepage, you're going to want to have a clear headline of who you help and the outcome that they want. who you help and the outcome that they want. It's so important. People need to go on your website and know immediately what they're on that website for and how that's going to benefit them. If they don't know that, then they're really not going to stick around, or they're going to be confused on what you do. For instance, let's say that you're a speaker that's a motivational speaker and you inspire corporate sales executives to meet their quota by talking to them about ways to prevent burnout. And then someone goes on your page and your page is all about your identity and DEI and all these various topics. It's kind of confusing, right? It's nothing wrong with either one of those topics. But if you are going to be pitching opportunity for you to speak about a particular topic, your website needs to mirror that as well. And instead of making it about just you and what you do, you want to make it about them. And that's what comes to bringing in the outcome that they actually want when it comes to your headline. So you want to have a clear headline on your homepage. That's your first page. And then you want to go quickly into authority and proof. This could be logos, a reel of you speaking, a powerful quote, something that gives you credibility so that people know that you know what you're talking about. I've seen even on some speakers' websites, their favorite quote from experts in their field, which is even more powerful because that means that you know the people who, the people that you admire, and you know the people that your audience admires, right? And then the last thing is a primary call to action. We don't want to wait to put book me or or book a call with me later on. We want that front and center in the first 3 seconds of our website so that people see it and they're ready to go. And if people are just going on your website looking to book your services or get you on a stage, they already have access to that. We want that in the beginning. A lot of times people wait and it's not on the homepage, and it's deep down. Like I got to scroll 2 or 3 scrolls before I see it, or I got to go to another page. And that's not going to help people who just want to go on there, find you, book you, or find your services. So we want to have that clarity when it comes to our website. So number one is our homepage, and we want to make sure that it has a clear headline, authority, proof, and one primary call to action. You also want to avoid jargon and multiple call to actions. So if you're going to stick to, you want the person on that website to book you, then that's what you want them to do. You don't want to say, book me, buy my book, buy my t-shirt, buy my course. If you give them too many call to actions, they're going to be distracted. And what we know is when people get too many things to pay attention to, they end up not making one action, not one step. They don't do anything. They just leave your site because they're overwhelmed. So let's just give them one call to action. The second must have, and I hope that you're taking notes. If you haven't already, get your notebook out. If you have questions, feel free to put them into the chat and we will go through those later on. But number 2 is going to be your bio. People need to know who you are. Why are you important? Who is this? Who is this human that they're looking at? So you want to have a strong bio that is specific and human. You want them to know your credibility, the schools you went to, the places you spoke, but also you want to have a little human charm in there that tells them a little bit about what you love, because that human connection is sometimes what takes us to the next level when they're looking at thousands of speakers to bring in for an event. If they have that you love cats, or that you're a dog person, or that you love to travel to the place that they just went this summer, they're going to feel more connected to you. So I'm not saying throw your credibility out, but make sure you include some human aspects to that. It's only going to be around 75 to 150 words. We don't want to take a deep dive. We just want to get to know you a little bit. Your speaker's real, or you should speak for yourself. So it doesn't have to be a 3-page bio, something that's really short. We also want to have a strong headshot of you, professional but approachable, something that makes people say, oh, I want to get to know this person. If you can, a photo of you looking directly into the camera is also going to be best, because people want to see you. And what we know is eye contact cultivates trust with our audience. So we don't want a picture with you looking to the side or anything like that. We want you looking directly into the camera. And just remember, your bio isn't your life story, it's your booking story. So this is the reason that we want to keep it short. Why are they booking you? What is your particular story and lens when it comes to your industry and what you're speaking about that's unique and powerful, and that makes people say, oh, I want to learn more about this person? For instance, I had a talk today, and shouts out to Geronda, because Geronda gave me this opportunity by putting it in our community and saying, hey, we're looking for a speaker for Women's Equality Day. I said, hey, I would love to speak on that topic. And I am not sure why they picked me because they had a few other speakers, but I'm assuming that there was something unique about my particular story, my angle, the way that I showed up on the discovery call that made them be like, okay, I want to bring in Evolve. But also, I had the Carfax, I had a website, I had things ready to go so that they could check out and see who I was. So it's so important when you're thinking about getting selected to have a powerful bio page on your website. So that's going to be number two. Number three must have is your speaking topics. People need to know what you speak about. What's great about speaking topics, y'all, is people have came to me and slid into my DMs or filled out my contact form, and they already know what they want me to speak about because it's a topic that's on my website that they've fallen in love with. The reason that they've fallen in love with the topic is because it grabs their attention. It usually has one line that explains the value and it has clear bullet proofs that shows the results. How does this help your audience? How does this help your organization? You want to have that when you're listing your talks, not just motivational speech for coaches and consultants. No, this is a motivational speech that will help coaches and consultants get off of their butts and start to hit their quota when it comes to sales, right? Like something that's actually action oriented that really supports the audience and the user and the event organizer in understanding who you are and how you're going to create impact. Just remember that structure matters. So it's going to be your title, one line to explain what that talk is about, and then three bullet points that show results. That's what you want to have on that page. And if you can, three talks max. You don't want to have like 15 talks. You want to just have three of the most powerful talks that you really enjoy giving, or facilitations or workshops, just three of them. We don't need to know your whole resume, the top three. And these are the top three that you feel really great delivering. I want the talk that you've practiced, that you've done a few times, so that you can feel really good in front of your audience. Now, sometimes there are going to be talks that you create that aren't on your website, but that's not what this is for. We're creating our website so that people can get on a call with us and we can discuss the opportunity. On the call, different things might come up. You might create a customized talk or a customized offer based on the conversation. But this is just so people can know what you're about and what are some of the things that you've done before. So the third thing is you want to have your speaking topics on a page. That is so important. So let me go over here and make sure that we don't have anything in the chat. If y'all are picking up what I'm putting down and this is helpful, just go on and put the word profit into the chat. Put the word profit into the chat if this is helpful for you today. I'm having a great time teaching you all and talking to you about this. I am not a web designer, y'all, but I am a speaker who's been speaking for over 10 years. And I know the value and what people look in for a website. So go on and put that into the chat. Put the word profit if this is helpful for you. And I hope that it is, because I don't want you all to wait any longer to create your website. So that's number three. Number four is going to be media and press. Media and press. So this could be your speaker's reel if you have one. That would be great. Actually, people would love to see that. Shouts out to my clients who are actually creating speakers reels right now. I'll be sharing a few of those in the next couple of weeks so you can see what my editor and I are creating for folks. But you want a speaker's reel that shows energy, audience participation, and your topic range. So you don't want, you don't want it to be about something that's not on your website, right? Like it doesn't make sense. It needs to be a topic that's related to it. In that speaker's reel or on that page, that media page, you can also have some powerful testimonials from event planners or audience members. These can be text or these can be in video, and at least like two short testimonials, something where people have said, Geronda was amazing, Alyssa was amazing, whoever else is in the audience was amazing, right? Like whoever the speaker is, Evolve was amazing. Something that said that you did a great job. And not just that you did a great job, but what were the aspects of it that was helpful? I know I did a speaker's reel for someone recently, and someone mentioned that they appreciated that the person walked around the audience because that made them stay engaged and gave them energy. So what are the things that actually helped you during that talk? You want to get that from the audience. And then, to keep it tidy, you could have logos on there as well, like logos from places that you've spoken before. One of the things that I have on my media website, on my page, evolvebenton.com, is I have a list of podcasts that I've been on. And the reason I do that is because I want to go on more podcasts, but also so that people can see I can speak on a range of topics. So you could also have media that you've done before, literal podcasts, and things like that will be helpful as well. So this helps you build that credibility, but you really want to have the media that backs up what you're saying, especially what's on your bio page, right? It's so important. So that's going to be the third thing that we have on there. Let me get back over to my slides. Okay, that's going to be actually the fourth thing. Okay, perfect. So number 5, right? We're coming to the last one, and then we're going to get through our walkthrough. We need a book me page. We need a page that says, hey, book me, contact me, hit me up. I'm ready to speak. I'm ready to consult. I am at your service. And what we want to make sure is that this booking page has a calendar link for discovery call so that they can book the call. We don't want it to just be a booking link. We want them to be able to go on there and book it. So what I would suggest, the website that we're going to build today is just going to have a booking link. But what you can do is you can connect that link to your Calendly or your Acuity or whatever calendar system you have that sets up to ask people a particular list of questions before they book a call with you. Don't make it just a contact form. That actually provides 2 steps. They got to fill out the contact form. You've got to get it. You've got to email them back your calendar. Why not do that? Just let them go on and get on your calendar. And if it's someone who gets on your calendar who's not supposed to be there, you can simply cancel the call. Don't feel bad about that, right? But keeping that lane open is so important. So we want to include on that form that they're going to fill out on your Calendly or your Acuity is their name, their organization, their email, the date of the event that they want you to speak at. The other thing that you always want to have is budget. Like, what's their budget? What are they working with? Because if they don't have the budget that you need for your speaking gigs, then you're probably going to say no, or you might be thinking about a different offer that you can offer them. Like maybe if they don't have your budget for you to do a keynote, you can offer them a recording or another asset that you have under your belt to be able to support their event, but it might not be you. And for you all who are like, what, turning down events? I just want to get out and speak. I want you to think about it this way. At some point, you're going to be a seasoned speaker, and pricing is so important. So if you don't have your pricing together and you're still out here just accepting anything that anyone will give you, I want you to join the Profitable Speaker Circle, because in the next few weeks, we're going to be actually having our pitch competition. And in that competition, we're going to cover pricing. The other thing is, if you know you need intimate support, and we'll talk about this later on, you can join my mastermind community, Speaking for Profit Academy. We only have 9 spots available for the rest of the year, but this is a great space for you to learn how to make your first 100K plus as a speaker. But I just want you to think about it. You cannot accept everything. So having that budget line, while it might feel uncomfortable for many of you, is so important. People need to respect you and respect your price. So usually what I'll do is I'll have kind of like a sliding scale when it comes to pricing on there. It'll say my low, like 5,000 to 10,000 or 10,000 to 20,000, right? Or 30,000 plus. I give them that. And then if I'm open to having a conversation with folks, I'll put other on there as well so that they can fill out the budget. But the budget question is mandatory and required. We don't want to not ask that question. The other thing I want you all to think about is that the questions that you're asking on this form can make the discovery call that you have with decision makers so much easier, because you'll just be going through those questions. You'll be like, okay, you work at this organization. I checked it out. I see that you're having an upcoming conference. You want me to come and speak about this particular topic. And that's because they filled it all out. So you already know. When it gets to the budget question, which is sometimes uncomfortable for folks, you'll be able to say, hey, Jim, I see that you put that you all have $5,000. Is that $5,000 for the honorarium, or is that just for the event itself? You can get clarity on where that budget is and how it can work for you. So don't be afraid to ask those questions. When you have something on as powerful as Book Me on your website, you want to make sure that you're qualifying people that book you. Everybody is not going to be your person, and you're not going to be everyone's speaker or consultant, and that's fine. but having this application process isn't part of it. So I really wanted to spend some time there because it's not just about putting a book me button on there. It's about having clarity and integrity on what you're asking for. And I believe the power of our words, y'all. We're putting it out there. We're saying, I want these people to book me, but we don't want anyone and everyone. So we have to create an application process. I hope that was helpful for some folks who might be feeling a little bit stagnant around that. It's so important that you include that. So let's get into a little bit about what we need for Lovable. Now you have an understanding of what are the 5 things that you need on the page. Now I want to share with you a little bit about like how do you create this prompt that you're going to put into Lovable. So I'm going to show you Lovable first and what how it's set up, and then I'm going to show you where the prompt is so that you can get that and you can play with it a bit, and then how to utilize it on the site. So we're going to go a little bit back and forth because I want to make sure that you actually have the information that you need. So before we do that, if folks are interested in signing up for Lovable, let me actually get this for you. I'll get the link if you want to sign up. Just give me one moment. I'm going to go and grab that for y'all. Okay. If this is helpful, just put the word profit into the chat if this is helpful. So this is what you're going to go over to, lovable.dev/? via equals evolve. The other thing that you can do is if you are already in our community, which you should be if you haven't joined already, and I'm going to go over to it. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, great. So if you're in our community, the Profitable Seeker Circle, which you should join, if you the pinned form here at the top, right here, I say download prompt and guide for tonight's workshop. When you go to download that, there is a link here at the top of that page that is the Lovable link. And you could click there, and then when you click it, it'll take you right over to Lovable's website. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to go into the Speaking for Profit Profitable Speaker Circles page. This is a free community that we have, y'all. And what I'll do is I'll make sure that information is up so you can go on and join if you would like to. So you go to school.com/wealthy speaker. You're going to go over there, and then the pinned post at the top tonight, build your speaker website in 30 minutes. You're going to click there. You'll scroll down. When you click here, if you click this link right here within that form, use my link to sign up. That's going to take you over to Lovable. If you sign up, I will give you feedback on your website if you use that affiliate link. Okay, great. So I wanted to share that with y'all so y'all are not too lost as we go back and forth. So build something lovable. Create apps and websites by chatting with AI. That is what Lovable is. So if we go into my Lovable, we click up here, right? We scroll down, you're going to see I've created several different websites here, right? But the one that I want to show you is actually the speaker's website that I've created. And this is something that we'll actually play with and kind of update today so you all can see a little bit more and see me edit in the moment. But I used the prompt that I'm going to give you today to create this website. And Lovable was able to create this in less than 30 minutes, right? And we're going to change this picture so you all can see how to change the picture. That's one of the things that we'll update. But as you can see, it has my speakers reel here. It has the topics that I speak on, and also a link to other speaking topics if folks want to see that. Testimonials that people have given me based off of being a client. Book to speak is right here at the top, always hanging on the page. So it makes it easy for folks to get access to it. So the way that I use this was on this left-hand side, if you see here, you're able to put in a prompt. And this is where you're going to ask AI what you need for your website. And that's how it builds it out. So I wanted to share that with you so that you could just see the inside of it. And if we go over to publish, we click the link, you'll be able to see the full website, right? It's live already. And I'll show you also how you can connect your domains. But this is a pretty amazing website that it created in 30 minutes. If y'all think this is nice, go and put the word nice in the chat put the word nice in the chat because I think it's actually pretty cool. This is not my formal website, but I wanted to create one so that you all could see it. I wanted you to see it so that you could believe it, right? So let's go on and do that. What we're going to do is I'm going to take you over to the actual prompt. So reminder again, right? If you're not currently in the Profitable Speaker Circle, the link to join is actually at the bottom of this page. So you can get access to it so that you can join the space, right? The link is right there, www.school.com/wealthy speaker. It's a free community. But in order for you to get access to the document that I'm about to share, you need to join there. So you'll go into the community, you'll click here. I'm just going to keep doing this over and over again, y'all, because I know for some folks, they're coming in at different parts of the training. You'll click download the prompt, and then it's going to take you over to this page. Now, what you want to be able to do, and let me close some of these because I've opened so many. I'm in here just hanging out. Didn't see my name popping up so much. So I've given you the link to Lovable so you can join, but I've also given you questions that you want to answer before you fill in the prompt. So you want to answer what is your full name, your primary positioning or your tagline, your city or region, what are the preferred accent colors that you prefer on your site, booking email that's public, your social media links, any headshot URLs that you may have that you want to upload, audience outcomes, who primarily hires you, your second audience option, top outcomes, 3 bullet points benefits from your talk. And you're gonna fill this all out. And then what I would love for you to do is after you fill this out, you're just gonna upload this document to Lovable. So this is a view only document for you all. So you all might have to come over and download it and then upload it to your own systems. Then you're going to put your credibility statements, client results, media that you have, any type of videos you may have. If you have a video, the best way to upload it to Lovable is going to be probably through YouTube. So I would suggest uploading it to YouTube first and then creating the link. And then you could list those links here, and that makes it helpful. Links are very helpful and powerful when it comes to Lovable. Then you're going to use credibility, right? As well, like any results that you have, any media, you're going to put in your logo, names or links, testimonials that you've gotten. If you have a speaker's reel, you'll put that there. Any press that has mentioned you, your short bio, an extended bio if you have it. And then you're going to go into your speaking topics. And remember, we talked about the title, the hook, and the outcomes. I've given you that layout so that you can stick to that. So you're going to put in all your speaking topics. And then you're going to do booking and contact information, right? You're going to do your Calendly schedule, any other ways that you want people to contact you. See, we've already have a booking form, so they know what to include on the booking form. You're going to check which ones you want them to include, any downloadable assets that you want on the site, and then your SEO and prefaces. Are there any meta descriptions that you want? Like if you're an event planner, you might want that. If you're a DEI speaker, maybe you want DEI, want people to search DEI to pop up. If you're a sales coach, maybe you want yourself to pop up when people search sales, all of that. Your primary keywords that you use, like are you a wellness keynote, a leadership speaker, any words or phrases to avoid, and then accessibility, any alt text guidance that you want to give Lovable as well, right? And then you want to have like 2 headshots ready, maybe a short bio, your 3 topics, your shorts, and a way that you can respond to inquiries in 24 to 48 hours. So this means having a calendar that's open, not just a link that's available. So once you have this is what you're going to do. You're going to fill in these information, and you should have this information, y'all. If you've already been using ChatGPT, you can just copy and paste all of this, put it in ChatGPT or Claude and say, hey, based off of what you know about me, complete this form. And they can complete the form for you and give you some things to work on, but you need to get this done first. Once this is complete and you fill this all out, at the bottom of this page, this is where we have our information that we're going to put into Lovable. So right here, this appendix all the way down, we're going to put that in there, but we're not just going to put it in there by itself. We're going to include all the information that you just gathered so that it can use that as well when it's building the website. So I'm going to show you how this works, right? I'm just going to use my chat GBT and see if it could use this to create it, so that you can see how it works. So we're going to go actually start from profitable brand all the way down to mm, mm, mm. I need to go up a little bit. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, right here, right? So I'm gonna grab this and then I'm gonna open up chat. Let's see what chat gives me. Chat knows me pretty well, so it should be able to give me some information. I'm gonna say, hey chat, can you help me complete this form based off what you know about me? Reminder, I am Evolve Benton. Right? And this is ChatGPT 5 for folks who might be interested. All right, so it said definitely go on and complete the form. So I'm going to put that in there and see what information chat gives me. Right? Look, profile, Atlanta. It's giving me all that information, y'all. So if you've been using ChatGPT, it might have that information already built out for you, right? And you might already be able to grab it. So this is cool, right? It's already giving me a lot of information that I can use. It's not going to give me the links, but it's going to give me the text, which is really powerful. Put the word powerful in the chat if you plan to use ChatGPT in this way to help you to build it out. So now that we've got some text, right? Put the word powerful in there. I just want to see who's getting into action. Now that we have something to add, I just want to show you how it's going to show up. This is not going to be perfect, y'all, because we don't have a lot of the assets. So I'm just going to show you how quickly Lovable works so that you can see it. But just realize, just like if you were working with a graphic designer or a web designer, you're going to have to give it feedback on how to make it better. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go over here. This is for y'all. I'm speeding this up by using chat, but y'all should complete this information. So let's just say you've completed it. Now we're going to go over to the document and we're going to put in this prompt first. So we're going to go over to the document I share with y'all and we're going to click here, right? Create a professional conversion website. We're going to copy all of that and we're going to copy it. Perfect. And then we're going to go over to Lovable. And then we're going to go to select a template first. So you can select these different templates that they already have. I'm going to go to the ones that are website. So let's say we wanted to use this amazing orange one with this robot on it. So we would click here, open project, right? And then that's going to kind of show us what exactly it looks like so that you can see it clearly. Like, okay, I kind of like this website. And I'm going to say remix it. So now that we've chose a template, we can ask Lovable to create what we want. So we'll put that prompt that we just grabbed from there and we'll put that in here. And then we're going to also go back over to chat, right? Because chat just gave us some great information and we're going to grab that information as well. And we're just going to see, we're just playing with y'all. Like that's the great thing about AI, we just play with it and see what it creates. So we'll grab this. Not going to be perfect, but it'll be something that we can start with. So now that we've grabbed that from chat, we'll go back over to the Lovable prompt and we'll put that in, right? We've already included what kind of website we wanted to create. We're going to put that in as well. And then we're going to press enter and it's going to get to working. So we'll come back to this, y'all, and we'll see once it's uploaded what's it created, because it does take some time, but you can see it's already starting to work. It's already starting to create some things for us, but we're going to come back to it once it's created more of it so that you can see it. And I just wanted to launch one of them so that you could see it. Look, an error has occurred, trying to fix automatically. So errors will come up, it'll fix it and all of that. So we'll come back to it to see if it's able to create that. Now I want to take you all back over to the customized page that I've already created so that you all can see what it's like to also do updates when it comes to this. So let me actually do this. Let me refresh for a moment to make sure we're on the most up to date page. So let's say, like, y'all see I have this image here, and I'm like, I don't want that image. I want an image of myself. What I'm going to do, since I already have an image on my desktop, is I'm just going to drag it in. And I'm going to say replace top top 10 coach photo with this one. And I just want y'all to see how simple it is to ask for edits when it comes to that. So now it's starting to do its work. It'll even show you on the left-hand side the work that it's doing so that you can see it. Doo-doo. Wish I had my Jeopardy music. If you have questions or thoughts, just go on and put them in the chat. We'll get to some of those in a moment as well. Oh no. Okay, it's having a little bit of an error, so hopefully it'll work its way through. As you can see, it says, look, it said, let me use the correct approach to getting this uploaded image. Look, it's fixing itself, which I love. Just like an editor working on their own, but you're kind of over their shoulder, right? So as y'all can see, it replaced that photo that we had there with my image. Now, let's say I'm like, you know what? I don't really like the way this is set up, right? Like it's looking weird. I want to know if it looks good on mobile. What you can also do is up here at the top, you can go and you'll see how it looks on like more of a tablet. And then if you click in, you'll see how it looks on mobile too. So you do want to make sure that it doesn't just look good on a desktop, but it looks good on mobile. And you can definitely add edits in when it comes to that for your site as well. So that's as simple as it is to create an edit. Now, let's say I was like, I don't like this color of the website. I would like to change the color of the website to blue and white. Let's just see what it does for us. This might take a little bit more time because it's got to do the whole website. And excuse me, knew that sneeze was coming. Wish I had more time to mute, but hey, we're all human. Thank you for the bless yous that are coming through. So I know people are good for blessing you. So we're just trying to see if it can modify the website color scheme for it to be more blue and white. And just imagine, y'all, when you're working with an editor, you've got to wait sometimes a week for this, right? All right, look at it. It's changed it to be a little bit more blue and white for us on theme. Maybe we don't like that color blue, right? Can we see a darker blue? And it's still working, so I have to wait. Anytime you see this down here where it's a stop, you have to wait for it, right? In order for you to move forward. So still changing the rest of the website blue. So it's going to take some time before it lets me do it. Okay. So while it's doing that, let's see how things are going on the other site that we're trying to build. Looks like the error is still happening. So I'm going to refresh it and see if we can get it moving again. I might have to re-put that prompt in. Let's see. Looks like it's still working on the back end, which is expected. I mean, it hasn't been 30 minutes, which we've promised. So we don't have high expectations for it. Okay, so now we want to just stop this. Okay, so now it's going to take it back to the black and gold because I just stopped it from doing that edit, which is really powerful as well. So this is simple, y'all. This is exactly how you would use it to upload the prompt and do all of that. Let me see if I can. I'm hoping that this page that we just started will actually load, but it is giving your boy a little bit of trouble. So we might have to go back in and change some things up, which is fine. So what we're going to do, actually, I'm going to share this with y'all so y'all could see it. Right now, it's not really accepting the prompt. It might be because I chose this particular design. So I'm going to do something that I normally do. And what I normally do is I just go here instead of selecting necessarily a design. So let's just try to build it straight into Lovable. So we're going to go back and grab that prompt that I gave you all, and then we'll put that into Lovable, right? This is the same prompt I gave y'all on that page. And then we're going to go back over to chat like we were before. And we're going to just grab the information that we gathered about Evolve Benton. And then we're going to go back over to Lovable and put that in and see if we just do a native site, if this will be easier and actually create something for us. So it's working, it's moving, it's grooving. And I just wanted to create something fun so y'all could see it before we wrap up. So it says, I'll create a professional conversion focused speaking website for Evolve Benton with sophisticated design systems in all 5 requested pages. Cool. Thank you for doing that. All right, so let me go back to the chat, see if there's any questions. Okay. All right, see a few questions coming through. Let's answer these as it works. If we have a website on Wix or Squarespace, would Lovable replace them essentially? This is a great question, Geronda. I think Lovable can be used for a few different things, and I'll share that with you in a moment. If you don't have a website, use Lovable to get started. If you already have a website, you can use Lovable to create landing pages for things that maybe you don't have the capacity to hire a designer to do, or you don't have the time. So I'm going to show you a few other projects that I've created with it. But for this training, it's primarily for folks who want to create a website. If you already have it on Wix or Squarespace, leave it there. Lovable is a great space to create any type of landing page or app that you want. So I'll show you a few of the other projects that I've created as well. Great question. Does this work on WordPress? No, this is a totally separate thing. This is not connected to WordPress. WordPress is its own platform, but great question. Okay, great. So let me show y'all, since folks have questions about other things you can create while it's creating this site in the background, we'll let it keep running. And then I want to show you on Lovable, what are some of the things that I've had the pleasure of creating. So if we go down, you can see some more of my projects. One of the projects that I created, and many of you have actually already seen this, is I created a replay page for a workshop that I held called the Pitch to Paid Workshop. If you haven't checked it out yet, please do. Go on and comment the word pitch and I'll send it over to you. You have access to this for free until August 31st. So this was a 2-hour workshop that I did on how to get how to pitch and get paid to speak. And I put the replay and embedded it on this Lovable page. It created all of this amazing text. I also created an opportunity for people to download the toolkit that came along with it, and I embedded that into it with Lovable as well. And yeah, all this information, we have some testimonials here. I wanted the buttons to kind of move and give it some texture. So we created this site with Lovable, and this was great because let's say let's say I have this workshop and I want to be able to give it to people in a space where they can get access to it besides just our YouTube page. I can create a page for it. So if you have a video sales letter, a VSL, for some of my speakers and consultants and coaches, you know what that is. You could also create a VSL page with Lovable. That's a great way to do it. The other thing that you can create, let me go back over to, okay, cool. Okay, great. So let's go back over here. Let me show you a couple of other projects I created. So I created that one. We have our amazing community, Speaking for Profit Academy. When people want to get on a call with me, I want them to know a little bit more about the program. So we created this page about Speaking for Profit Academy on Lovable as well. It's still connected to our website when you want to fill out an application, but it breaks down what we do in the program. It has some amazing testimonials here, an about section about me, everything that they need to know about the process of Speaking for Profit Academy, frequently asked questions. What's really cool is I embedded a calculator here so people could see how much they can make, right? Like if you had a $7,500 speaking gig and you had 8 of them, you would make 60 in a year, or you can move it around. Oh, what if I had 20, 150? So you can see how much you need to charge in order to hit your rate. And let's say your rate is lower than that. Maybe your rate is like, you're not comfortable with that. Your rate is 3,000. Okay, if I had 20 speaking gigs, how much could I make? So I put this projected revenue calculator in there, and Lovable was able to build that out. That was something that I would probably have to pay like $500 to $1,000, y'all, just for someone to build out this aspect of a website. So that was really cool to be able to put in there. Of course, the pricing is here so people can know that. We always want to have pricing transparency. For folks who might be interested in the academy, we're in open enrollment right now, and we're accepting 10 more folks for this year. Money is never an issue, right? So we do have paid in full options, of course, payment plans. And then we also have financing where people can start for as low as $0. So we have that there so people know it. And then we have the calendar embedded so people can go on and book on a call, get on a call with me, transparency around when the next cohort starts, and then that there's only 10 seats left. So we created this whole page on Lovable as well. So my whole point of this, y'all, for the question is like, yes, your website, but let's say you wake up with an idea and you want to put it into action, and you want to create a sales page or a landing page, or you want to promote a new book, whatever it is, you can create that without having to think about hiring a person and paying money. And most of this, I'm using ChatGPT or Claude with it, right? So I use ChatGPT or Claude, and I say, I want to create a custom website for Speaking for Profit Academy, where we help people sign up for application calls. Give me the prompt that I need to put into Lovable in order to make that happen. So use your AI in tandem, and that'll really support you. So let's see on the back end. Okay, great. Look at y'all. It started to build out the site. This is very similar to the site we had before, but it's a different color. So we put the prompt in and it started to build the site out for us, right? We would have to change this picture, but it has our featured topics, very similar to the site we built before because it's a similar prompt. So let's say you wanted this to be more futuristic or more modern, or different text you want it to be on your page. You can put that in here on Lovable and it'll update it. This is very like kind of a little bland, aerial print. So if you wanted something that's more fancy, you would just ask it. But this is the foundation that it's going to create no matter who puts that prompt in, as you could see when it comes to your website. So you all were able to see it work. Put it in purple, which is not my favorite color, but is one of my favorite colors, Go Lakers. So that's cool to see. So very similar to the other site that we built out, as you can see as well. So hope this has been helpful. Let me pull up my final slides. And then if you have more questions, just go on and put them into the chat as well. But I just want to give you all a little bit of a takeaway for folks who might be wondering, what are next steps? So next steps, I want you to take this information and try to create your speaker website if you don't have one already. If you already have a speaker website and you want to create a landing page for a product, that's great as well. But I want you to publish your site in the next 24 hours. And then I want you to share that in our school community so that we can see it and give you feedback on it. I'm going to give feedback to the first 10 submissions, but also anyone who uses my affiliate link, I'll give you feedback as well via Loom to let you know how you can make the website better. Because I know that feedback is something that can help you to take it from one level to the next. So that's one thing I want to share. Now, one question you might have is, once I create the site, how do I get it out to people? This publish button over here to the right, you're going to click that. And then when you click publish, it's going to give you two different pages, like links that you can use, like Evolve Speak, right? That's kind of weird. So you can always edit it and name it something else. So I could say Evolve Benton Speaks, right? Rename the project. And then it's Evolve Benton Speaks.lovable.app, which is a little bit better than what they created. You can also utilize your own custom domain. So you can connect your existing domain if you already had one and you're not happy with your website, but you have yourname.com. You can connect that, or you can purchase a domain. Let's say you wanted to just purchase one. You could purchase it through Lovable as well. So you literally can be up and running and ready to go in those 24 hours if you need it to be. Okay, great. I don't see any more questions coming through, so I'll just keep moving through, y'all. If you have questions, feel free to put them into the chat and I can answer them. So, bonus resources for you, like I shared, you have that speaker website intake form that I shared with you, which is this one, right? That you all should have access to if you're in the community. And I want you to use that when you're creating your speaker website because it's going to make the process so much easier for you. Replay access will be available on YouTube. So you can go on and like and subscribe our YouTube channel. We will be having more trainings as we move forward. Actually, next week, Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. If you're watching this in the future, go back and watch it. But if you're watching it right now, next week, we're going to have an amazing AI expert, Rocky, coming into the space to teach us about how to utilize AI to secure seven-figure contracts. And one of the things that Rocky shared with me was that she recently got a $1.5 million contract through the district, the school districts that she's been reaching out to. So it's going to be an amazing training. So if you're not already on our YouTube channel, make sure you go over to Evolve Benton, Speaking for Profit Strategist. You'll find us on YouTube, and you want to go on and like and subscribe so you have access to that. Or and I'm gonna say and you want to join the Profitable Speaker Circle because that's who will get access to it first, right? So you want to be a part of that community if you want to get access to future trainings, just like this one. So I want to see if there's any questions for folks. If you have questions, just put them in the chat, and I can bring them up. And then if you're interested in getting booked and paid to speak on a more consistent basis and you need a system, maybe you've been trying different things, sending emails, doing LinkedIn, word of mouth, and it's not really working, we want to support you. So I would love to be able to support you with that aspect of your business. All that you need to do is just go on and text me the word academy. If you text me the word academy, we can get on a call and see if you qualify for Speaking for Profit Academy. It's an amazing community. Shouts out to the folks who are in the chat who are already in the space, but it's an intimate space. So we open it up a few times a year, and we only select people who are really ready to create change in the space. We don't want tire kickers or people who aren't ready. We only want people who are ready to be supported and ready to command the stage. So if you're ready to make your not just make money, but to create impact in the world, I want to invite you to go on and text me the word academy. I'll send you over this page so that we can get on a call, see if you qualify. If you qualify, one of the first things that we'll do is we'll have an onboarding call with you to be able to support you to get set up and get ready. But we'll put you directly into connection with getting into outreach and getting things set up so that you're ready to go as a professional speaker and consultant. We've worked with folks who are master facilitators, folks who are great keynote speakers, poets, healers, and even coaches and therapists. So as long as you have a message and you know you want to impact the world, we're here to support you, but we can't support everybody. Like I told y'all, we only have 10 spots, and this is not some scarcity method. We really want our space to be as intimate as possible. So you should see that up on the page right now. You're just going to text the word academy to 323-405-9492, and I'll be able to support you. Okay, great. So I hope this training was helpful, y'all. Um, I'm really looking to the AI training for gigs. Yes, I'm excited for that as well. That's going to be a great opportunity. One thing, this is what I'll show y'all real quick before I go, because uh, and I know that when Rocky comes, she's gonna just wow us. But I want y'all to know that ChatGPT 5 is so powerful. So is it cool? Y'all are still here. I'll show y'all a quick AI prompt, right? Not to distract y'all too much, but let's just think about next week, right? Next week we got Rocky coming. Let me tell y'all before I show y'all this prompt. The benefits of being in the profitable speaker circle is when we have guests like Rocky who's coming next week, and then we also have a speaking coach. No, we also have a book coach who helps speakers get best-selling books in bookstores. When those people come, if you're in the profitable speaker circle, you get to ask questions to them before anybody else in the chat. But if you're in the academy, we're actually you'll have an opportunity to get the best deal in the world to work with them, and your questions will be first immediately. Like you'll get the very first opportunity to ask questions. So proximity is what's important. So if you're not in one of those communities yet, I would suggest joining. But let's get into this prompt. This is so cool. And Geronda, if you're still here, you're gonna love this. ChatGPT 5 is so good. You can search now for speaking gigs pretty easily. Very similar to the way I taught y'all to use Google, but now you can use it. So let's say, hey chat, I am looking to speak at leadership conferences in 2026. I would love to visit New York, Lisbon, Portugal. I'm just putting places I love, y'all. Um, Los Angeles and Dallas, Texas. Can you help me find conferences that are looking for speakers? Check out ChatGPT 5, y'all. Don't search the web for us. And I know Rocky's going to go into this even deeper, but look, conferences are already popping up. Lisbon, Portugal, ECSI Leadership Conference 2026, Love-Based Leadership. Tells me where, open now, call for speaker. If I click here, it'll take me right over to the call for speaker. New York, USA, World Business Forum, New York City. Click here, it's going to take me over there as well. Actually, that's a Wikipedia page, so we might need to do a little bit more searching on this, but typically it happens every fall, which is good to know. Not explicitly calling for speakers, right? So this might be one where we want to pitch to be a keynote. Los Angeles and Dallas is giving us a couple of events that are coming up as well. Anaheim, which is proximity to Los Angeles, right? Some leadership events and then additional ones as well. So you don't even have to do a whole lot of work, y'all. Like you can use ChatGPT for most of this when it comes to it, and then it'll organize it for you by a table. It'll even ask you for next steps. Do you want to submit proposals to these places? So you can literally use ChatGPT 5 to find speaking opportunities. There's no excuse. So I know that I know for a fact that Rocky's going to go into more detail, but I just wanted to share that with y'all real quick because that's one tip that you can use this week. And for folks who are in the Profitable Speaker Circle or who are in the Academy, we have the pitch competition coming up. So I know that you're going to want to have access to this as well. So hopefully that was helpful. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all so much for being here. Again, if you want access to this and you want access to the prompt and all of that, make sure that you join us in the community. You're just going to go to school.com, Wealthy Speaker, and we will meet you there. Thank y'all so much for being here. And do me a favor, if you're still on, go on and put into the comments what's one takeaway that you have from the space. And I look forward to seeing the websites that you all create. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. And until next time, peace.